Welcome to Heart and Soul Video from Westfield, Pennsylvania, featuring a number of its residents. There's something in the air these days. You can't miss it. People across America are moving from big cities to small towns, searching for less stress, affordable homes, fresh, clean air, 4 seasons, harmony at one with nature, fishing, hiking, and hunting, and local hospitality. Good food, wonderful schools, and all the amenities that you will need while keeping things simple. Discover the authentic American countryside of Westfield, Pennsylvania. A friendly little town of several thousand residents, tucked away in Kalwanesque Valley of northern Appalachian Mountains and north-central Pennsylvania. Here you will find historic landmark homes. One may be waiting for you. Meet some of its current residents and feel as if you're coming home to your new home.
I'm Betsy Hale, President of the Westfield Area Historical Society. Welcome to this video. We are going to be seeing various residents who have lived here through their lives and some of their stories. We became incorporated in 1867. The first settler came in 1809, followed by many, many more. The railroad came in the late 1800s and the town became very prosperous. The tannery was a manufacturing company. Actually, we had 2 big ones in the late 1800s and early 1900s. As I came here working for the gas company. At that time, it was a consolidated transmission company. And I became a landman and left West Virginia, so hence the little accent that I've got, and worked for them as a lease and right-of-way agent and met my husband here. We have a daughter, and her name is Deborah, and she is the light of my life, along with my grandchildren. My husband is a forester. We have a wonderful time here in our town. There are many activities that we do. I'm involved with the Baptist Church, and our church has been doing a community Thanksgiving dinner for the last 35 years, and where we give a free dinner every year for numerous residents, no cost at all to them. Treasure for the library. I have lots of books for people to come and research and take things out of. Here at the Historical Museum, I've been involved with that for several years, president since 2018. I look forward for you to hear from some of our residents. Many of them are multi-generational. Their ancestors came and they are descendants of those ancestors. And they have many stories to tell. Enjoy yourself as you listen to their stories and the town folks from Westfield.
I'm Kurt Heisey, and I live here in Westfield, Pennsylvania. I've lived here since 1989, and I've traveled a lot of places in the world, but we always come back to Westfield. This past summer, I was in China playing pickleball. I won 3 medals in China, and also I play a lot in Florida, in New York State. New York State gold medal this summer, actually with my brother. The last 2 years we were the New York State senior champs for our age, and last week silver medal in Belmont with all ages. So yeah, Westfield's just a beautiful place. I call this area right here the pickleball paradise because it's so nice. Sometimes the deer will come out here, check to see if we have a pickleball game on. In fact, just 5 minutes ago I saw a deer out here. So it's a beautiful place to relax. It's quiet, and I enjoy spending my time here. What's better than to have pickleball in your own backyard? So I priced it out, and this past spring we began to work on our own pickleball court. And so what we do, we invite anybody that would like to play to get together, their own little group, and just book it, and I let them come up here and play. Also, sometimes we do an invitational of some of the top players in the Twin Tiers, and we've been down and we've had some of the best players in northern Pennsylvania, New York State just come here and just battle it out. So it's kind of we have elite people, but also we're willing to train people. Pickleball is really popular, but a lot of people are like, well, I don't know. And so I coach people and teach them from the very basics how they can begin to enjoy their games, because pickleball is really helpful. Although the biggest age group is 18 to 35, a lot of seniors find that it's a lot of fun. They have extra time, and it helps with their mobility, it helps with their balance, it helps with their quickness, it helps with their mental clarity, and it's really a social game as well. And so it fits into a lot of people's lifestyle that want to get some exercise, but you just don't feel like going and running for 5 miles. And this is a lot of fun, as well as getting exercise. I qualified to be a part of a USA pickleball team that spent 2 weeks in China. Really in the same way that in the 70s ping pong kind of developed some relationship with China and the US, pickleball is doing that now in maybe kind of a low-key way of building relationship. We met with government officials as well as with local clubs and city officials as well. So really helps to build some goodwill between the two countries that may not have everything that they see in common.
Introducing Terry and Terry Patterson of Patterson Farms, located in Westfield, Pennsylvania, producers of pure maple syrup and more.
I'm fourth generation on this farm here. We're back to my great-grandfather, started in the 20s. My grandparents, and then my dad who took it to the level of production that we are now with the maple syrup. If you wanted to plant maple trees for use, they're going to be for your grandchildren. The tree needs to be 30 to 50 years old before we tap it. Again, the natural here, the different types of maple, we have different grades that change during the season from the same tree. We are the largest maple syrup producer in Pennsylvania.
Born and raised here. My maiden name was Weidman. My grandmother was Madeline Weidman. She lived in right downtown Westfield. Worked in one of the stores there for many years, Westfield. So I also grew up in this area. We both went to school here. And my dad, Jay Weidman, still is living as well, and he still lives up in that area. Feel free to come and visit us in Westfield. We are open Monday through Saturday, all year round. We do offer tours of our operation, and they are free to small groups. Sit on our front porch, shop in our store, get a small tour, and just visit with us.
The Painterland sisters found the secret to success, and this is their story, showcasing the clean, fresh air and natural, beautiful landscape of Westfield, Pennsylvania.
We are Stephanie and Haley Painter, fourth generation on our family's organic dairy and crop farm in the rolling hills of Pennsylvania. We are the owners of Painterland Sisters, a certified woman-owned business, providing you with nutrient-dense organic skyr yogurt made with love and milk. A dream we've had since we were barefooted little girls running around our family's farm. Sustainability and traceability are at the core of what we do. We work hand in hand with our family, community, animals, and land, committing to regenerative agriculture, thus committing to future generations and Mother Earth herself. Our nutrient-dense Icelandic-style yogurt is certified organic, lactose-free, includes 16 to 18 grams of protein in every single serving. It's packed with billions of probiotics, and to sum it up, it's just simply yummy. We are proud to share with you and your family the same organic, wholesome food that we grew up on. We are yogurt making a difference, women making a difference, and farmers making a difference. Help us make a difference for our food systems, our environment, and the health of our families. real food from a real farm family. Painterland Sisters.
We can all agree Westfield, Pennsylvania has talent.
Hello, I'm Lisa Meacham, and I live in the Westfield area, and I enjoy sewing. I'm not a seamstress, I'm called a quilter, and there are a lot of women in this area that quilt, and nothing is perfect, and of course the quilting world permits that. And we have, most of us are retired women who like to get together and put fabric together. There's some women who prefer to do squares with hot pinks and mint greens, and then you have some of us women who are red, white, and blues and Civil War colors, and then there's all kinds of patterns, and we all enjoy sharing with each other the fact that we give our stuff away. We're not we don't sell our products or anything, but it is a giving art. And each one of us is talented in our own little ways, but we have all kinds of sewing machines from 30-year-old, actually some of them might even be 50-year-old machines, to the newer quilting machines, which I have a Queen Mary. And for those people that know me, this has been used by many, many people. And we've done over 376 quilts on it in the last 6 years. But for the most part, I'd like to show you some of my work. This quilt was designed by me. What I did was took the Catholic Church where I was raised, and then my brothers and my father were in the service, so I made it somewhat American flaggy, and then different places we lived in our lives. But this is my father, Pennsylvania, my mother, and she was Pennsylvania also. But then my life, I went east, west, and then we all lived in different places we lived. And then my brothers came along, 1956, 57, 60, 61. These are their families. And then we went ahead and we were these particular Washco Nesbits and the DeMontes and the Bettas. And then this is a hand quilted one though. I've done all hand quilting with. This one is my life, where I grew up, and then I had all my pets, and the river that ran behind our home, and the railroad track that ran behind our home. This is someday where I want to be buried. And then my boyfriends and my husbands are all here, my kids, there are apples off the tree. And then we went ahead, and these are the things I did in life. I loved riding horses, and I loved quilting and hunting. And then all the work I ever did in my life, I started with an older woman on a dairy farm in 1973, and then I went all through my places of work. And then the fun part is, on this quilt, there's a red light in Westfield. And that red light was the center of my life, and still is. And I have gone 5 times east and 5 times west from that red light. And then, of course, I loved my books and my libraries. I just want to say that I've pretty much spent most of my life in Westfield, Pennsylvania. It's a lovely place. I hang out with a wonderful bunch of women who are always willing to show their quilts and basically share their experiences with quilts and show people how to quilt. If you'd like to join us sometime, please let us know. We're called the Charmers, and we meet on Thursdays. So just put an APB out there that you want to meet one of us, and we'll take you on. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kristen from Westfield Community Arts in Westfield, PA. I started the Community Arts as a project to bring simple art classes to the community. During COVID, I moved here, so I thought maybe a mural would improve the visual aspect, where we had various people, from students to retired teachers, work on the design with Kenneth Cobb from Mansfield University, and he eventually finalized the design and painted the mural with some help from the community, and it was installed 2 years ago. And since then we've created a recurring art class that comes up about once a week with various different subjects and different teachers throughout the community. We've worked to keep the courses free and the materials are free, so everybody, regardless of their economic status, can enjoy an art class and learn something new. And we even have people that come just to sit and chat and have a cup of coffee and meet with new people, or enjoy the company of people they don't get to see very often. So that's our current project. We'd like to expand and do more murals and offer more art classes. Kenneth Cobb is a professor at Mansfield University. He was chosen by the Bradford County Arts Council to work with us. He's an excellent teacher, and he did an excellent job of getting the community to brainstorm and come up with ideas. And his artwork is highly detailed, which is something that the mural can show. He also was very interested in the local history. He became almost a teacher himself about the local history. He delved into it and was able to really, I think, capture all the different pieces of the community. I'm Kristen. I live in Westfield, and I hope you come join us for our art classes. They're open to anybody in the community. We have participants from New York State, Elkland, Wellsboro, and even as far as Coudersport.
Hi, I'm Mark English. I've lived here in Westfield all my life. I'm a metal artist. I work with metal and found objects and things like that. And I make flowers and abstracts and different things like that. My father had a garage and sold cars and taught me how to weld and paint, and that's kind of where I got my skills from. And I made a few sculptures as a young man and stuff like that. In high school, I did a senior project with just making sculptures, and at the end of the year I had a one-man show, and I sold a few pieces there, and I thought that was kind of nice, you know. And then I kind of went into, after high school I got a job and raised a family and had kids and all that, and they were my top priority, but eventually I got back into making more sculpture. My oldest sister had been doing art shows selling jewelry, and she kind of showed me how to do that. So I started doing the art shows, and a lot of the shows I do, I live in, this is right here in north central Pennsylvania, so Rochester, New York, that's 2 hours from me. Buffalo's quite close. I'll go to Pittsburgh or Harrisburg, and I'm kind of like in a central location to where I can get to these major shows where, and usually there's craft shows and there's fine art shows. I will, now that I'm more of a seasoned artist, I apply to the fine art shows. That kind of fits me better for the kind of art that I'm doing, and so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm retired from a job and I'm just doing the art full time. I have many different sizes. Some of my sculptures are quite large, which is this one's one of my larger ones. I make a lot of framed flowers that hang on a wall. There's triple flowers and single flowers. I have some garden art, and I use it. It's mostly found objects. Quite a few things are made from silverware, and just other things, nuts and bolts and washers. And I have some art on Facebook, and I have art on Etsy now, and I'm going to lean a little bit towards an online presence and what I have been doing. And I'm kicking the idea around doing some open studios if someone wants to come to my residence and look at my art. And they'll be welcome for that, you know. And as far as price points, I cover quite a bit. Price points, a low end to a high end, you know, something about anybody can afford, you know. So if anybody wants to come here, they'll be welcome. I really enjoy making this art. I have a passion for it. I'm looking forward to meeting anybody that would like to come, and you're more than welcome.
Known also for his gardening skills, Mark took us for a visit to his garden. Tomatoes, lettuce, and cucumbers, peppers, broccoli, and more. In the midst of the garden is a grapevine, and look at those grapes.
My name is Roger Easton. Many of you might know me in the Westfield area. I've been here most of my life. Born in 1963 and raised in this little town. All the way through school, from kindergarten to graduating from Congestion Valley. Growing up in such a small town with the school system, it was a great opportunity for anybody with any kind of music. You were welcomed into the school bands, and I used the school bands all the way from 4th grade to I graduated in 1981. After graduation, I was invited to play with a local band that was already established, and they played old country music, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and it wasn't really my genre, but I enjoyed it immensely. Met some great fellas, met some great people doing that. They had a lot of gigs. We were working every weekend. The band's name was Dana Ordway and the Country Circle. I played with them for a number of years until as I recall, I moved out west and went to Colorado for some time. Spent a year or so in Colorado. I was struggling at the time personally, and I was going through a divorce, and for some reason I felt the need to write, so I started writing actually poetry, inspirational thoughts, and that sort of thing. And one day I just had this great idea for a children's book, and I happened to run across an illustrator online, and she was very good. She's in Poland, as a matter of fact, and we did it all through email. She set the book up all for me, so all I had to do was upload it to the printers. I'm still playing drums, not with any one particular band, but I substitute with a number of different bands around the area. I had the opportunity recently to substitute with a band called Double Barrel. They play country music. It's a little bit newer country music, and they play it with a rock and roll style up in Savona, New York, and that was a lot of fun. Very professional sound system and lighting and that sort of thing. After moving back into the community, got to talking with old friends and new friends in the community, and decided that I would like to run for constable for the borough of Westfield. I think I was the only one on the ballot at the time, so I won. My new wife and I bought our house on Stevenson Street, and I've been converting the yard into a Garden of Eden oasis. Got many fruit trees, pear trees, apple trees, cherries. We grow a lot of our own food in the garden. It has been wonderful to be back in the area, especially, in retirement years. It's a great community for friends and family. I can walk into the local restaurant and be recognized, and recognize the people that are there, and everybody's friendly and communicates well. It's a very cordial community. It's a wonderful place to live.
I'm James Streeter. I live in Westfield. I've been here a long time. My relatives have lived here a long time. My mother's family, the Kells family, came here from Clymer Township, I believe. And but some of her ancestors were big Westfield people in our history. My third great-grandfather was Sheldon Streeter. He was a farmer. He lived where some of the Streeters still live, at the very west end of what is now the borough. He, as I said, was a farmer, and his cousin was Barton Streeter, was the first doctor in town. His son, my second great-grandfather, Augustus Streeter, was the first lawyer in town. So I can brag about that, even though neither one of them, I don't think, were very prosperous, but that's part of the story. When they closed the B&O after the flood, I was 75 or 76. When they discontinued the passenger service, I was just a kid. I took the last train to Addison. They just advertised this as the last passenger train we're going to take out of town, and I was aboard. I did odd jobs. That gave me, I've always lived very low, but with odd jobs I could always take any kind of time off I wanted to, and I could always find more work because my rate was low. And so poverty is a sacrament, and I've always embraced it. 82, almost 83 years old, and I haven't changed my philosophy. It's probably more painting than any other type of work, but I would take whatever work I could get usually. And I was able to keep my body and soul together, and that's all that's really essential now. Yeah, the Brookfield church people hired me to paint their church, which this wasn't too long ago. Oh, probably 20 years ago it would be. But anyway, Uncle Richard Hunt was one of the Methodists that built that church. He was a good Baptist, and he was a member of that straight-laced, hard-shell Baptist church in Brookfield Township, of which the Westfield church is a more or less descendant. I think they have the bell from that old Brookfield church in Westfield. But this Brookfield church, I painted it, and there's this Catholic church on Lincoln Street in Westfield, Pennsylvania. It was built with stones from my great-grandfather cemetery, the son McQuarrie that he started. By the time the stones were used, it was the Stotts owned it, but he started the cemetery in 1885 with the help of his boy's relatives, the Buckleys from Osceola. They had a quarry down there. Anyway, he never did much with the quarry, but his mother, who owned the property, sold the property to Stotts, came from England, and the Stotts were stone workers from way back. And old Nimrod Stott built a brick house or a stone house for himself near the top of Stone Quarry Hill Road, and he got old, and he had developed stone cutter's consumption, they called it in those days. Now we would call it silicosis from breathing all that stone dust. And walking up that hill, he went slow. And he told people he had two speeds, slow and damn slow. And of course, I've always been interested in the history of the town, and it wouldn't mean much if I lived somewhere else.
This is Chuck Bryant, and he's celebrating 70 years in the Legion, and this is an American Legion picnic community. Had a nice day.
How do you feel, Chuck?
Oh!
picture of you. Salute and enjoy.
The chief and everything like that, don't mind it. I got it out by myself.
Did you turn the machine on? Yeah. She's like, yes.
I'm Bonnie at the Legion picnic, and it's such a nice day to have a picnic. And Chuck Bryant was been with the Legion 70 years, and that's great.
I've got a grandson out in Texas.
A couple of years ago, I was approached by Terry Bruce, of all places, in the parking lot of Aldi's in Painted Post, and he was saying that the membership was getting to the point where they may not be able to maintain their charter, and he asked me if I would help him in increasing the membership by virtue of using the restaurant as a forum to approach people, and I was more than happy to do that because I love institutions like the American Legion. Though I'm not a member, I believe in those kinds of institutions as being important to local communities as well as on a national level as well. So I helped Terry with that. We got it to the point where it got out of the danger zone as far as losing its charter. And then beyond that, it continued to grow to the point where it became an award-winning chapter, outpacing even chapters in, say, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, other big cities, and it was an award-winning chapter that was invited to Harrisburg to receive its award. So a couple of the officers went down to do that. We're also very proud that the American Legion continues its meetings and so forth, and they meet right here at the Home Comfort in the banquet room where we're sitting. Every third Thursday, a group of any number from 10 to 20 of the Legionnaires come here to meet. I am Paul Zelenka, and I'm the co-owner of the Home Comfort restaurant. I co-own the restaurant with my wife Daphne. We've owned it now for 8.5 years. I was a resident here in Westfield from 1981 to 1985. My high school sweetheart and I reconnected about 10, 11 years ago, and that's what brought me back to the area. The Home Comfort restaurant actually started as the Longhorn in 1956. In 1991, the name was changed when my father-in-law, Cub Ransom, took over the restaurant. It's been the Home Comfort restaurant from that point on. Next year, we celebrate 70 years in business. The Home Comfort restaurant is open 7 days a week. We're open for dinner on Mondays, Thursdays, and Friday nights, but we open at 6 a.m. every day. We serve the kind of food that you would have had at your grandparents' house. A lot of good old-fashioned stick-to-your-ribs meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My wife Daphne is a retired teacher. She taught for 34 years in the Northern Potter School District as a kindergarten and pre-K teacher. Upon her retirement, she decided she wanted to start a shop in one portion of the restaurant. That shop has a lot of great, very inexpensive items that are seasonal. She also opens it up to friends and family so that they can act as vendors and sell their wares here as well. It's a very popular place to come for Christmas shopping, and we look forward to having a lot of people come through. I'd like to congratulate Chuck Bryant on his 70 years as a member of the American Legion. I would also like to congratulate the Westfield Legion Post for 105 years of service to their community.
I'm Phyllis Chapman, and I live in Westfield, Pennsylvania, and I've been here in my residence for a long time. I've enjoyed myself living here, and I had my family here. I got engaged to Gilbert Chapman, and then we got married in 1953 at St. John's Episcopal Church. I had a beautiful wedding. We had a big reception over at the Ox Yoke in Galton, Pennsylvania, and had music and danced and drank and had a good time. When I worked up at the tannery, there was Joe Everly, who was the head of the tannery, And then Olaf Gunn worked up there. Art Keltz was up there. Rita Sagers was the secretary. And I was on the switchboard. When I left the tannery, I went down to the railroad station and went to work for the Wag Railroad. I worked like an assistant to the boss down there. And then after a while, he retired and they made me the agent for the Wag Railroad, which I enjoyed. I had a nice crew that I worked with, and they also helped me a lot to getting started on what I had to do. We had a lot of leather go out of the tannery that went on into Galton. I ran the Westfield station. I had to take over Knoxville and Elkland. So when I got the train into Westfield, what they had to do, they were on their way to Elkland. So I had to pack up, get myself down to the Elkland station and get what Elkland was getting ready to send out, and then stop at the Knoxville station on the way back and get what they had and get back to Westfield, get that stuff all typed up and ready to give to the train crew when they got here so they could go on to Galton and I could just finish up here. It wasn't an easy job because every day I had to do that. Final run was on November 7th, 1979. So after I worked at the railroad station, about 5 years, I waited, and then I decided I would go to beauty school. And after I graduated from down there, then I opened up my own shop next door to my house. And then I thought, well, I'll try it. If I fall on my face, that'll be the way it is. And then eventually I had a very good business. Well, I'm Phyllis Chapman, and I've enjoyed talking with these girls. And I'm going to close and say that I hope I have many more years here.
You can't talk about Westfield, Pennsylvania without talking about the Eberly Tannery. The largest tannery in the United States when it was operating some 40 years ago. Take a look now at a brief slideshow of some rare vintage pictures from the tannery, showing the numerous steps that are involved, beginning with Frank Eberly in the late 1800s, handing it over to Joseph Eberly Sr. Ending with the Eberly children, Mark, Helen, and Thomas. We've asked a few of the residents and former employees of the tannery to recall some of their memories to share with you.
Hi, I'm Leonard Ebby. I worked at tannery for 5.5 years as a night electrician. And the tannery employed oh my goodness, so many people that couldn't get jobs, and they put them right to work. It wasn't fun, it wasn't clean, but it was a paycheck. And when I started there, it was exactly 125 years old. And I worked there 5.5 years, and that's when they shut it down. When they finally did away with it, tore it down, it was 132 years old. Oh, most of the hides came from the Midwest. They were shipped in by truck. But they did buy quite a few local hides that were A grade. And when I say A grade, those cows had to be 1,500 to 1,800 pounds to have a good hide on them. The saddle leather, I think, brought in most of the money because that had to be really, really good leather.
My name's Calvin Hess. I used to work for Eberly Tanning. I worked there February of '76 to sometime in '82, 6 years. Eberly closed the stores in 1982. And so I can tell you what I remember about those 6 years. Started out as a union shop. New people have no seniority, so they kind of start at the bottom. And as soon as they do fill in where somebody's off sick, jobs probably that other people with seniority don't want to do. And then when you get a little seniority, you would bid into a job where you could do the same job day in, day out, week in, week out. So as soon as I could get, well, actually I guess my first week I had to work in the lime yards. And I think they had close to 100 employees or laborers. I don't know if that included the office personnel, management. Tannery was a good place to work around here back in the day. Their pay was pretty competitive. If you could get into the a lot of those jobs, you would work like 8 hours and get maybe 12, 14 hours pay because you'd get 4 to 6 hours bonus production. You did over 100%. I worked out in the hide house unloading the hides, and they sent me out west once to go through some of the places out there where they got their hides from, see what damage, if they were cut or why they were cut, because I had to inspect them when we unloaded them. Obviously a lot of cuts is not going to do good for trying to make leather, so they had to have the quality. Of interest to me was when I worked there, the trains were still running the valley, and I unloaded hides off the train cars there. What an experience, probably, that I can relate to that. Never rode a train, but I really cherish that memory.
I'm Carl Schauer from Ram Archery here in Westfield, Pennsylvania.
And I'm Clayton McLean, also from Ram Archery here in Westfield, PA.
So the archery season here in Pennsylvania runs from the beginning of October through mid-November. And then there's a late season after the first of the year. The early season archery is great for people getting out. The weather is conducive, it's nice weather, it's not real cold yet. The archery season is enjoyable because the early weathers is great for families to get out, hunt together, spend time with your wife and your kids. It just allows a lot more enjoyment with the family and to get out in the outdoors.
Also, a good thing about Pennsylvania hunting and our surrounding area from Westfield, Gaines, Gilton, Wellsboro, down in Knoxville to Elkland, the whole area, Ulysses to Cottersport, is a great opportunity for people to come and hunt that don't own their own land. There's so much state game lands and rolling around in that. There's camps. There's people that come up, and actually we see more people moving into the area from downstate to get away from the hectic down there and the busy life. And I talked to a customer the other day. They actually bought a townhouse here for a camp just because of the state game lands on 349, in the whole area. is easy access to get to. They also brought up fishing. Right behind us is the Kawaneski River. Not too far from here we have Pine Creek. Other activities everybody's doing throughout the summer, whether it's families in baseball, travel ball, the golf course. I mean, everybody transitions from their sport, their activities, camping, biking, into that early season when you start getting that cool weather at night, cold mornings. It's time to gear up and get ready to go hunting. So that's a thing that we see every year in our area.
There's literally over 1,000 acres within short driving distance of state game lands, national forest, that people can hunt. So the options and places to hunt are limitless within a short drive around here.
This is my home. This is my ATV. And I wanted to talk to you today about our area and all the things that we have to do here. And the newest thing that we have to do is some casual riding in town for the ATVs. I've lived between here and Wellsboro all my life and came back here for the slowness, the Mayberry Lake atmosphere. And I can't tell you how much fun it's been to be able to get in and out of Westfield on our ATVs and ride the beautiful mountains and trails that we have to offer around here. My kids don't live here anymore, but I do have 3 kids that we raised in Wellsboro, and I'm happy to say that we can, in Westfield, cooperate with Wellsboro and Tioga County in this great feat of opening up the roads and being a little more open to people being in town to support our businesses. This is a benefit to be on the ATV trail and really involved in what's going on in Tioga County and our partner Potter County, because we're very close to them. Okay, that's it for now. Now I guess I'll take a ride in the leaves with my ATV.
Hello, I'm Kelly Lane. I'm a co-4-H leader of T&E 4-H Club out of Knoxville, Pennsylvania. The other leader is Christina Shank. T&E stands for Tremble and Empson. Those were the co-leaders that founded our 4-H club many years ago. We have a passion for 4-H and agriculture, and we want to continue that in our youth. Some of our members in T&E are my 3 daughters, Brooke, Lucia, and Anna, and they have multiple projects that they do in 4-H.
Hello, my name's Brooke Lane. I am 14 years old. I have been a part of T&E 4-H Club for 7 years now. I have shown different varieties of species from 1,500-pound beaver market steers to little sheep and pigs before. I've never dabbled in anything else than that, but this is my pet rabbit. His name's Domino. I got him for an FFA project, actually. I bought him for $12, and I've had him for about 5 months now, and he's my little baby. He gets baths all the time, and he just loves to socialize with people. He goes to our petting zoos that my mom brings our little animals to, and he's just a very social bunny. This is my sister, Lucia.
This is my pet rabbit. He is we got him from a family who shows rabbit. He's a retired show rabbit. His name is Chester. I am also a part of T&E 4-H group, and I show a variety of animals also. I have a photo of Scottish Highlanders that I like to present every year. I also have sheep, and I also show pigs.
Hi, my name is Anna, and this is my cow, Princess. She is 5 months old. I got her from a man named Scott, and this is my first year showing cows. I showed sheep for 3 years, and this year I showed pigs.
But 4-H through, also, you can present in the Grange Fair, but also you can have a project book on baking. I personally love to bake, and I even went to a Pentec college over the summer, a summer camp, and I made 7 cakes while I was there. But you can present cookies, cupcakes, cakes, anything that you make personally yourself, like Legos and stuff like that. You can present that, and you could win ribbons. You could just have a good time while you're at fair. It doesn't mean you have to take animals.
If you happen to relocate into our beautiful area, Tioga County is known to have a lot of wonderful 4-H programs. We encourage you to get your youth involved. It's just a phone call away to the 4-H Extension Office in Wellsboro. Taylor Leach is a wonderful asset to us. She will help point you in a program that would be geared towards you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Keegan Lane. I'm a junior at Connesky Valley High School. I play football for the Connesky Valley Indians, and we just started our season. We will be playing Towanda this Saturday. Something we usually do on Thursday night, Shifties has a wing night where their wings tend to be discounted. Traditionally, Connesky's team has had good memories and good times together. We have a really good team. We look to have a good season. And our school is phenomenal. Great teachers, great academics. A lot of people put in effort to get kids where they want to be in their future.
Before the crowd arrives for the night's game, you can see that the team is out there practicing. And here comes the head coach.
How many are you winning tonight?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Oh yeah, we're excited about tonight. They worked hard all this off season, early season. Excited to see what they can do on the field, and they're excited to be here tonight. So.
Hello, my name is Jordan Mann, and I'm 14 years old. I go to Connesky Valley High School. Yeah, school's good, and I like a lot of our football, sports, and everything.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I kind of like being like solo and stuff.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. Yes. I love all animals.
Have you seen any around here?
I mean, not rarely. I mean, we've had a couple bears and stuff lately, but other like bobcats and all that, I have not seen rarely in town. I saw beavers and stuff in the river. Okay. I like Westfield a lot, and I have a dog, and I like where I'm living at.
Good afternoon. My name is Fawn James. I'm the Westfield Borough Mayor. I was appointed to this job. It is nothing new to me. My father-in-law was mayor for years here. Did a great job, met a lot of people. I have met a lot of people, nice people, since I became mayor. We have some wonderful churches. Our school is amazing. The staff, the teachers. We have a community arts club that they had just started. We also have a group that we're trying to start, and it's not necessarily the chamber, but it's Westfield Initiative Club, where we're trying to build and do fun projects, etc. for our town, like build off homecoming, because our school is what we thrive off of, our community, our students. A wonderful fire department, which they're doing a training center, and it's going to benefit many people in our area from 2 counties, Tioga, Potter, Bradford, even if they choose to come. We have our annual Christmas parade of lights, which is phenomenal. It's just people come here from different places. We have our neighbors that come up here from Philadelphia, and they just absolutely look forward to this every year. Like how many people that come out and support the events that we do. We have nice restaurants in this town. You go in, there's some regulars, and you don't come out a stranger. You go into the restaurant, you meet people, and you feel at home here. It's truly, I'm happy to live here, and I'm proud of this town. After you've seen some of these people throughout this video, they're wonderful people. I'm sure you would love to meet them. They have so much in common that we all come together, and we want to make this town a great place. So come and visit us. We'd love to see you.
These children of Westfield, Pennsylvania are the generation next. Our mission is preparing these children for a vision greater than what we can see now. Thank you for watching this Heart and Soul video presentation from Westfield, Pennsylvania. Hoping to see you here soon.